Should I start?
Yes.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Okay, welcome members. We are here to discuss issues around ending FG. I can hear echo. Why? Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. My name is Sadia Husssein. Welcome members and panelists. We are here to discuss ending FGM during this pandemic of coronavirus. Our topic of discussion is End FGM Prevent Corona. Okay, we are live on Facebook and YouTube through Mtoto News. Welcome members. I want to introduce you. Kindly introduce yourselves. CEO, are you there?
Yes, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Bernadette Loloju. I'm the CEO of the Anti-FGM Board. Thank you, Sadia, for having me here.
Welcome. Okay, the religious leader.
Thank you so much. My name is Dr. Sheikh Hassan Kenyomari, lecturer at University of Nairobi, and also the National Chairman Al-Wahda Muslim Teachers Association. Thank you so much, Sadia, for inviting me.
Okay, welcome. Now the medical doctor.
Hi, assalamu alaikum, Sadia, and the members, the other entire members. I hope everyone is doing. My name is Absalam, a medical doctor by profession. Now I do like a part-time work, and as well as being a part-time physician. Thank you.
Okay, welcome all. I have questions for you. And to begin with, we will start with the CEO. So Jennifer, are you there?
Yeah, I'm there. I'm there.
Okay, should we go for a break or we continue?
Continue.
Okay, I have a question for the CEO. We will start with the CEO Anti-FGM Board. Okay, Madam CEO, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, I have questions for you. Kindly tell us what is the current status of FGM
in the country.
Still commit to end of. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, what is the current status of FGM in the hotspot counties? Does the government still commit to end FGM by 2022, given the pandemic challenge? And is it achievable during this pandemic? And if yes, what are the measures to make sure that girls are safe at home? Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. I want to say that COVID-19 came to all of us as a surprise. It's not something that we had planned, that we are going to have it come our way. We don't even know how long it's going to take. Immediately it was announced that we had a case in Kenya. Then the president gave a directive that we should have all the schools closed and all the children go home. During this time of the pandemic, it's not like just any other school holiday, because even during the other school holidays, we are able to move around and be able to continue creating awareness. But during this time, there is this law, people have to stay at home, people have to keep social distancing. We have our girls at home. And now during this period, it is something that it is new to all of us. And so when it came, we thought it will take us 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and then maybe by May, things will be back to normal, but it seems things are not back to normal. But just as we were going down to the closure, we worked very closely with the Ministry of Interior because of the President's directive to end FGM by 2022. We had already put plans in place to make sure that all our Nyumba Kumi, the chiefs, the assistant chiefs, are on high alert, especially now that children are at home. But what I can say at the same time is that it's a very big challenge, because the fact that children are at home and everybody is scared about the COVID-19, then it makes everything worse. What I can say is that the situation as it is now is that it is calm. It is calm because most communities practice FGM when the situation is okay, when everything is looking fine. But you can see at the moment, everything is haywire. There is COVID-19, there is floods, there is hunger, there's so many things that are happening. But that doesn't mean that girls are not at risk. Girls are still at risk, and we are on very high alert in all our hotspot counties, especially through our Ministry of Interior. They are really helping us to make sure that the girls are not at risk. We also have our other stakeholders. We have stakeholders who are on the ground, who have also been giving us information on what is going on and what is happening. At the moment, we don't have any issue that we can say is alarming. We just have some situation that people are creating as alarming, but we have no concrete situation which we have had people report directly to the authorities, because it's important that every situation is reported so that we are able to act on the report. And on the issue of 2022, even with COVID-19, we are still focusing on 2022. Because as I had said earlier, we don't know how long this will take. But at the same time, we are trying as much as possible to create awareness through local radio, because most people now are listening more to the radios because they want to hear about the situation of COVID-19. So we started with Samburu, Marsabit, and Isiolo counties, where we did a media campaign, which was both on COVID and on FGM. We did both COVID and FGM. And we are still continuing. We have asked some of our donors to support. And in the next few weeks, we'll still be running some radio campaign, media campaign on local radio, just to make sure our communities are making sure that our girls are safe. But what I can say, Sadia, is that it is the responsibility also of each and every one of us, even our parents back at home, to make sure that our girls are safe.
Thank you. And do you think it's achievable?
Yes, it is. It is, because what we are looking at is 0 new FGM cases. 0 new FGM cases. Not the already existing ones, because you know the already existing ones, we are now at 21%, and women who have already gone through FGM will still remain a statistic. But now what we are looking at is our girls, like my daughter, your daughter. Are we going to have 0 of those girls by 2022? That is the question that we are asking, and that is our focus.
Okay, there is also a conversation that has been going around issues of girls who are being cut in Samburu, Garissa, and other hotspot counties. Do you have statistics, and what can you say about that?
You know, when we report en masse, when you say that girls are being cut en masse, it is important that people report to the authorities, because that's the only time we will have statistics. As you already know, even with FGM reporting and FGM having people taken to court, we have to have evidence. So you cannot just wake up and go to a village and round off all the wazes and say that you have cut your girls. We have to have evidence. So it is important that everybody who has information on girls who are at risk or girls who have been cut to report to the nearest authority. Because the moment it has been reported, then we are able to deal with it according to the homestead, according to the household. Because now you cannot say it is happening around Sadia's house or around the village where she lives. We need to know exactly which parent so that we are able to take, but we have not been able to get exactly, we have not been reported to that this is the case. We only have one case in Samburu which was reported and was dealt with. We also had another issue in Samburu of a girl who was at risk of child marriage, and we also dealt with it. Yeah, that is the situation as of now.
Thank you, Madam CEO, and thank you once again for joining us. Now I have a question for the medical doctor. Abdisalam, are you there? Abdisalam, hi, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay.
Yes, I'm here.
Hey, I have a question for you.
Okay.
what are the health effects of FGM? And also, what is your experience towards FGM survivors during the 94% in our community, and you know that in the Somali community, FGM prevalence is at 94. So what role as a future husband, a future, what role can we play for us and abandon FGM? Thank you.
And thank you very much, Sadia, for this very informative conversation. And essentially, we know that FGM is entirely affecting our community around Africa, though Europe and Asia now have banned like this FGM. And there are many complications around FGM, you know, that normally face a woman during that time when her body is cut. And essentially, you know that there are four mainly types of FGM: type 1, type 2, type 3, and type 4. And sometimes they say like type 3 is more severely, and comparing to the others, it is quite severe, more severe than comparing to type 1 and type 2. While type 4 is just like type 3. And mostly, this is the area where they are mostly affected on type 3. Sometimes you may encounter a patient coming to you and having that scarring on the vagina or this part of the vagina area, and she cannot deliver well because of the cyst, because of the informative way that she has been cut previously. So this will affect her not to deliver well, and in the very in a very good in a very medical good way. So this will cause her at least that area to be open so she could deliver her well. Sometimes we may encounter two issues. The female might not able to deliver normally because of her pelvic is quite narrow, as well as the scar that has been already done. So what you need to open the area so that she can deliver her well. The next issue that we normally encounter is sometimes you may see that a very young lady who just married some time, maybe a month, maybe a week, they may visit you at the clinic or the hospital. So once they just came, they will ask, you know, we didn't had like a sex life, a very pleasure since we met. Not because of the husband, because of this sister, maybe this young lady. Maybe she's suffering FGM, which is maybe type 3. No, she cannot feel her pleasure during sex. So we call it dyspareunia, pain during sex. So what we do is at that time, because of she's meeting that dilemma on sex, we do like we go and operate her. We open the area so that she can feel well. And one of the very important issue that we normally encounter is this is psychological effect. Sometimes they may encounter what they call post-traumatic syndrome. She will never think that being a wife is no longer a life. So what she thinks that and getting married is worse because of this and pain that she's always encountering. So what we normally do is we just open that area so that she can feel that and she can feel well. The other issues that we normally face is that there is a chronic infection that we see a chronic infection which normally goes beyond her life if it is not treated well, because this area has been cut inappropriately. Sometimes you may see that this one, the one who is cutting, doesn't have any medical background. So at least if she could have like that medical background, she couldn't cut her vagina in that lady's vagina in that very worst things. So essentially, when you see like when you see them coming you are when you see you at the hospital, it's very worse. Essentially, it is very worse. It disturbs you as a man, as a brother, as a physician. It disturbs you well. The other issue that we also encounter is, and we do also counsel, not only to the sister but also to the man. We say how things are affecting to this young kid which is just 19 years old, maybe 20-year-old, we just give him a counseling so that at least he needs to know things are not what he sees, things are not how he is thinking. So at least we even criticize about something that out of the zone, something that he does out of the zone. So what we do is we tell him that he should perform his sex in a very pragmatic and versatile way so that she may never encounter pain during sex. And one of the important complications she may see in her life if she didn't perform well during that time, if he didn't open, if she remains the same, one of the most issues that we encounter is, there is a urinary tract infection that could lead in her entire life, maybe kidney failure, renal failure, sometimes which will be chronic, which is not medically irreversible at the end stage. So Sadia, this is quite a medical dilemma to our community. So one thing that we can do is maybe we can teach those people who do this practice, maybe the traditional issue, this all customers, maybe I think this is all tied and barbaric customs to our tradition. And our community here, you see now, you're aware of where Somali community live, or entirely, they do practice. So I think that as per Hassan Omari is here, Sheikh Hassan Omari, we can face this challenge in the two ways. Either we teach them medically so that they can practice well, so that they cannot cut inappropriate, and we can bridge them according to the perspective of Islamic religion. So this is the perspective that we always face in during FGM. And as a medical profession, this is some of the very gruesome dilemma that we always encounter.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Hello, let me just step in. Okay, you're back. Sadia? Sadia? Okay, she had sent me the question, so I will read the questions. So the next question is to... I think she's having technical challenges. So I will read the question to the religious leader. So the first question is, what is the Islamic perspective of FGM?
Yes, as we talk and discuss currently, we understand that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us in the Quran, لَقَدْ خَلَقْنَا الْإِنسَانَ فِي أَحْسَنِ تَقْوِيمٍ, that we have created human being in the best of forms. So what it means is that a human being in his complete form is okay. So FGM is not allowed in Islam because FGM is trying to correct Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So male circumcision is actually a good act, but female genital mutilation is haram in Islam. It's not allowed.
The other question is, what is the role of religious leaders to play towards ending FGM during and after the pandemic, knowing that right now a lot of people are closed, and there is Ramadan going on, and people want to feel as if they are part of it. And then, so what is the role of religious leaders towards ending FGM during and after the pandemic?
Yes, actually, one challenge we are having currently is that madrasas are closed. So because madrasas are closed in the entire country, madrasa teachers cannot reach their houses, but we have begun a campaign of making sure that madrasa teachers go home after the other, teaching people about washing hands and other things. And we are also trying to see, when Sadia talked to me today, we have told those teachers to make sure that when they go to teach people about washing hands, sanitization, and the rest, they also do it for FGM. And they should try to monitor if there's any FGM happening anywhere and inform the police.
Sadia, are you back?
I can hear everything, but yes, I can hear everything, but I cannot.
Just go on and ask the question.
Okay.
Sadia? Okay, I think we've lost her again. So the other question to the religious leader was, how can religious leaders speak with one voice towards ending FGM?
Yes, the challenge which we still encounter is that some people have entrenched their culture in Islam. And in fact, my brother Abdisalam will bear witness with me that Somali culture has intertwined with religion. So many things Somalis do, they believe it is Islam, and anything done in Islam, Somalis believe it is their culture. So this has become a major challenge. So that's where the challenge is. But we have tried to talk to many people. We have tried to talk to the chefs. But I think what we can do, God willing, as soon as the pandemic is over, we should train religious leaders on the dangers of FGM so as to understand the dangers. When they understand the dangers, then they'll agree with us, because Islam tells us, La darara wa la darara. Don't harm anyone and don't harm yourself. So religious leaders should be the ones actually advocating against FGM. But currently, there are some who feel it's part of Sunnah.
Thank you so much. So, this question goes to all of us. So I think the CEO had already answered the current situation of FGM. But how can we save girls during the pandemic? Because it's real. How can we save? In absence, there are no conferences, there's no gathering. We can't go and talk to community leaders. We can't go talk to the girls. There is no, the rite of passage, the alternative rite of passage. All that has been cancelled. How can we protect girls? Like some rescue centers have been closed because of the pandemic. How can we better protect girls? I will start with the CEO, as Sadia is trying to join in again. You're muted, Benedict.
Thank you very much. I just want to say that obviously the pandemic has come to all of us, as I had said earlier, as a surprise, and nobody really had planned for it or even knew ever in the world that we would be sitting at home and feeling helpless, and there's nothing much we can do in some situations. But not all is lost. What I can say is that people are using a lot of media at the moment, because even as we stay at home, the only thing we depend on is media. Some people listen to TVs.
Benedict, have we also lost you?
Some people listen to you. Let's say in Samburu, the Samburus listen to Syrian FM. Like
Benedict?
And then we have others listening to their local vernacular radios. We can make use of these vernacular radios really to talk to our communities and really negotiating with them and dialoguing with them and making them understand that the country is to be safe, because safety of a child, as you already know, as Mtoto News, safety of a child starts from their own home. If they are not safe in their own home, I know some of them are not very safe, but it is important for us to make the parents understand that the safety of the child starts with the parent. It starts with the parent, because even today we talk about, when we talk about teenage pregnancies that might happen during this period, and parents have to really be on the lookout to make sure that children or the girls are at home and that they are safe, so that they don't expose them to things like teenage pregnancies. The same with FGM, the same with early child marriage. We really have to continue talking to our communities, all of us, religious leaders, the church, the people from all, like we have our elders. They need to talk to people on radio. We really need to have enough radio talk shows where we can discuss just the same way we are discussing here on YouTube and Twitter and Facebook. Most people might not be able to watch us, so we should be able to do this on radio. Personally, I think we should do it on radio, and all of us should be on high alert. In case there is anything, then we can see how best we can handle the situation.
Bwana Hassan, how can we better protect children during the pandemic, especially now because of the number of cases that are being reported? How can we protect girls? Like you, from a religious perspective, how can we protect girls more?
You see, currently we are in the holy month of Ramadan, and what I can tell you, as you saw in today's newspaper, both Nation, Standard, and Taifa Leo, there are many challenges actually with parents. There are physical challenges, there are emotional challenges, there are economic challenges. Our children are at risk at all levels. So what we can do is to empower religious leaders to have in their sessions studies and also campaigns anti-FGM. I've had many people talk here, but I can also tell you we have Ikra FM radio station. This is one of the most prominent radio stations in Kenya. If we can partner with them, I believe the message can reach many people, but also Abdisalam understand that there are other radio stations which are Somali, like Star and the other. If they bring a Somali chef to speak about it also, we can have a big mileage. So we must use the media we have. We have Al Huda TV also, which reaches the entire country. So let us try to see how we can work with these people. And I believe if we do the campaign currently, it will assist. Because some parents currently, I'm so sure they are doing FGM for their children, because everyone is concentrating with COVID-19. I'm so sure some parents will be also planning early marriages because they don't have money to feed their children and no one is following up on them. So we have to be vigilant and give voices to our sheikh. But what I can tell you as a good tidings is that Al-Wahda Muslim Teachers Association currently have members in all counties. So Madam CEO, if you want us to connect our regional chairman and the county chairman to the FGM board members, wherever they are, we are ready to do that, to partner together to see that, God willing, we eradicate FGM in our country forever.
Sadia, are you back? Sadia? I think we lost her.
She's not back.
Yeah, Abdi, same question. What can we do to protect
Hello,
children?
can you hear?
Yes, we can hear you, Sadia.
Can you see me?
No, we can't see you.
And why? So what can be the problem?
So, Abdi, so the
I
same
can see all of you and I can hear you.
So, same question, but same question. You have covered your video with something, with a paper or something, because I can see your video is on here.
Who?
Sadia's phone is covered because I can see her video is showing, but we can't see her. It's covered.
It covered by what?
I don't know.
There is
It's showing
nothing.
here your video is on. So Abdi, same question as the other one. How can we protect the girls during the pandemic?
And essentially right, and we can do a dimensional things. First, as Hassan Omar said, we can go and empower the community to do this issue by themselves. Although we cannot reach the community at this moment of pandemic, because at this moment we are facing a global health challenge. You know, COVID-19 has become a global health challenge where you cannot reach everywhere, where the transport is almost a limit. But what we can do as a health profession, maybe we can empower them through media. So now the media is access to us. Maybe we can use them. As Hassan Omar said, we need to empower sheikhs so that they can bring their perspective onto the table. They can bring their idea so that they can ban against this very, very dilemma to the community. And another one is, and this issue goes to the health professions. The health professions are dedicated to reach no matter what kind of the obstacles, no matter what kind of the hurdles. What they need is, they need to go through the media. Maybe they can use Twitter, maybe they can use local FMs. Now we have here in Northeastern Province, we have like Star FM, where we can use our vernacular language, where we can preach, where we can at least reach every single area in northern semi-arid land, where we can reach even someone in Garissa far to the east and far to Ijara. So which means that health professionals can take their part of like making sure that at least they are dedicated, at least they can deliver a message that can change beyond even a community. But the other thing that I want to encourage, and Sheikh Hassan Omar, is we need to empower the sheikhs, the madrasa teachers, because they are among one of the important communities leaders whom they are, if they go to beyond to the community, at least they might change. And I do agree with him. So we can take this perspective into a very different dimensional area. Maybe we can think about and using different language. You know, in Kenya, the very good things that we have different multi-ethnic background where we can reach every community using our own mother tongue. If you are from Luya, you can reach using Luya. If you are from Boran, you can reach it through using that. If you are Somali, still you can reach by using your own mother tongue. What I agree is we need to reach the people no matter how much the pandemic is going to affect us. Although we cannot go and knock every single door and encourage, but still we can change the mentality and the ideology of these all customers and tied preparing customers to our parents. We can start from the parents by giving them this message through the media, social media, as well as maybe using local FMs. This is the narrative that I think that it is going to change the many different and ideological challenge to our community.
Thank you. Sadia is back, but I think that she's having challenges with her camera. So we are going to ask, Sadia, are you able to go ahead and ask the question?
Okay, first, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, and can you see me?
Seeing you, no. I think there's something with your camera.
I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is, but okay. Maybe okay. Question for everyone.
Okay, you're back. We can see you
Yes.
now.
Can see everyone.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. So I'm not digital. Okay. I have a random question for everyone. What is the way ending FGM at grassroots levels? Because as we all know that FGM happens at grassroots areas very much. With this pandemic, I'm very sure communities are taking advantage of the schools being closed. Normally, FGM used to happen during school holidays. Now that we have a long holiday due to the pandemic, what do you think is the way forward towards ending FGM at the rural areas? Thank you. We start with the chef. Dr. Hassan, can you hear?
I can hear you. I don't know, my earphones today have a small challenge. So kindly just raise your voice. Ask the question again, please.
Can you hear me? Okay,
Yes.
I'm saying because of the pandemic, communities will be taking advantage of the long holiday because schools have been closed, and we all know that girls are staying at home right now. So what can we do as a way forward towards ending FGM at the rural areas where maybe they don't have access to the TVs, where they don't know, they don't get up?
Okay, I think the first thing we can do is to
Also
have, can you hear me?
Hear you. I'm saying,
Yes.
since FGM can also the spread of corona, social distancing aspect and all that.
Yes, what we can do is to see how we can integrate the teachings of COVID-19 with FGM, because some of our members, madrasa teachers and imams, are going door to door teaching people about COVID-19, of physical distance, the teaching of washing hands and the rest. So as they go to their homes, they can do two things at once: teach people about COVID-19, at the same time sensitize about FGM, and they can also act as, in quote, spies, because the sheikh will be able to know this house might be having children who have been FGM'd and assist in reporting. But we must empower them to do that, because Abdisalam and Sadia understand that many imams are paid their salary and they are under the committee members, and most of the committee members are the elders who actually are the ones who hold to FGM culture. So if the imam speak against them, he'll be kicked out of the madrasa, kicked out of the mosque, he'll have nowhere to go.
Sadia.
Okay.
I think Benedict, you can go on with answering the question. You're muted.
I can say that a lot has been done in the campaign to end FGM. And if a research was done, most community members know that it is not right to take their daughters through the cut. But one thing is that they will still go on and take their girls through the cut. So as we try as much as possible to change the social norms or to make the community understand that FGM has no value. You know, it's not easy because they value it very much. They value it and they think it's the right thing for them. We can continue using the already existing structures. We already have the existing structures up to the village level as governments. The Nyumba Kumi, these are people who are in charge of 10 households. Some have been doing very well, especially before COVID-19, going around to create awareness. At the moment, most of them are even going around households, writing names of community members who are not having foodstuffs so that they can be provided with foodstuffs. So we can continue using those forums when the people come for food or when the food is being distributed through the government, then continue creating awareness and informing them that FGM still remains an issue that needs to be dealt with and it's against the law. But it's not only the fact that it's against the law, it's important for us to continue dialoguing and to continue the conversation with the communities, for them to understand that your daughter is a precious person to you, and this is a child that you should take care of. We know that FGM, in some communities, is a precedence to child marriage. That a girl in some communities has to be taken through FGM for her to undergo marriage. So this is also another very big challenge, which we need to continue dealing with, because we find 12-year-olds, 13-year-olds are being taken through sometimes FGM and then they are married off. So during this period, because of poverty and the fact that fathers are not finding a way out, they might make a decision to have most girls be taken through child marriage. So we really have to continue just being on high alert and make sure that we continue reminding our communities of the need for them to protect the girls. Thank you.
Dan, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, tell us, what is the way forward towards ending FGM in grassroots areas, especially in our community where FGM prevalence is at 94% pandemic? What can we do?
And the very grassroots issue that we can fix is, I do agree. The same goes with Sheikh Hassan Omar, and we can empower the sheikhs to do fast. Maybe they can go and to their household, they can preach, they can sensitize the community while still following the Minister of Health directives, keeping the social distance, making sure they are first safe. Because in ethics, in medical ethics, and there is a saying, they say like, when you are safe, that's the time you can reach the community. When you are safe, that's the time you can treat a patient. So in order to be hyper vigilant, we make sure we are safe first. We need to teach the local sheikhs and the imams to be how themselves to be very preventive, so that they can make sure they are just using their social distances, they are using their face mask, all the health measurement. So maybe at this time they can go and still reach the very grassroots community. The other issue that I want to highlight is we can still sensitize to the local community health workers, because at this point they can help us. They already knew, they can take the health measurements very well. So at this time they can help us reach the community, while still they are just conveying this message of anti-FGM, while still conveying this message of just making sure the people are safe and taking the public health measurements. So this can be a very grassroots where we can solve the problem, because at this moment we cannot reach the community because of this challenge. We want to make sure we convey our message while still we are safe, while we are still thinking about our safety, our health safety, which is important and crucial. So I think this is one of the major important aspects regarding to this. Either we teach the sheikhs and local imams to go and contribute back to the community while still following this social distancing and the health directives, and also as well as sensitizing these community health workers and the elders and the leaders, so that they can make sure they can go still while they are following this public health measurement. The other issue that we can think is we can reach out the community. As I said previously, you can reach out the community through media. Now, if you go back to our community, maybe if you are Somali or no matter the ethnic, we can still reach using radio. If you are far away to the northern and northeastern semi-arid land, you can still, people may still get your message. People must still think that the way forward, that what your message is going to be, how they are going to take. So I think this is the major areas we need to think, and this is if we do systematically in a very versatile and pragmatic way, at least this could lead to end FGM.
thank you so much for oh my goodness. Thank you. So can you hear me, all of you?
Yes, we can hear you, Sadia.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. Okay. I thought I was talking to myself. Okay. Thank you so much. I think I've come to the end of the questions. If there is anyone who wants me a question, you are free because I didn't talk. Anyone who has a question for me?
Sheikh Hassan, yes, you have a question. Go ahead. You're muted.
Yeah, am I muted?
No, you can go ahead.
No.
I think I can speak.
Okay.
I can speak.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you. Mine is not a question, but let me put it as a question first and then a comment. My question is to the CEO of FGM board and Sister Sadia Husssein. We thank God there is a time you took us for a workshop at KICD, and you know from that day we have seen one of the best activities happening in the country, where many of those who were there were convinced, even the ones who are holding to FGM, many of them were convinced, and they are now fighting against COVID, against FGM. But they were few. How can we reach the entire country? We are ready to bring sheikhs on board because now we have the network of all sheikhs in the entire country. So we want to know from the CEO and Sister Sadia how that can happen, number one. Number two, every time we talk of working with the imams, remember the madrasa teachers, because you realize that they are the ones who are with children on a daily basis. In fact, there are imams who will never see children, but the Duksi teacher and madrasa teacher are the ones who will notice that Fatma is not coming to school, Mariam is not coming to madrasa, so they'll try to follow. But Imam doesn't know anything about this. So let us focus more with madrasa teachers when we are talking of FGM. Imams will only be there to assist us to pass the word to the people in the mosque, but the people who can work and assist us in the ground are madrasa teachers and the Duksis teachers. That's all I have.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. I hope you can hear me. Can you hear me?
Yes. Yes.
I want to thank each and every one of you. I want to thank Sadia for the work she's doing to end FGM. I want to thank Mtoto News for bringing us together, the religious leader and the young man who is our medical doctor. We are very impressed that you, as young as you are able to help us with this issue of FGM. I want to say that for us as anti-FGM board and as government, you can see we have a directive from the president to end FGM by 2022. That means we need everybody on board. We need the imams, we need the sheikhs, we need the madrasa teachers. So we will continue working closely with Sadia and the religious leaders. She has been coming to us with proposals of how best we can move forward. I will continue encouraging Sadia with the issue of the religious leaders. Please continue pushing and having us have more meetings with them. Please, we can continue discussing this even post-COVID and see how best we can engage our religious leaders. As you're already aware, one of the people in our board is one who has served, and it's Sadia who brought him to my office and introduced him to me. And now we can move forward and really focus on making sure that the Northeastern region is covered in terms of awareness creations on issues of FGM. Because if we don't bring down the 94%, then how do we expect ourselves to have 0 FGM cases by 2022? So Sadia, all the ideas you've been having, plus our religious leader today, please tell me what exactly we need to do so that we can be able to work together and really bring the statistics down. We cannot do this on our own. We have to work together. And there is no time for blame games. There is no time for everybody to think they are the best. All of us have to work together to save our girls and to have a world which is free from FGM. So Sadia, what I can say is that your voice is very loud, and we are very happy that we have someone like you in Tana River County, and we are seeing a lot happening on the ground. So continue working with us, and we will see how best we'll move this agenda forward.
Do you have a question or any input?
And Mine is very simple. I just want to put a question and a comment. My question goes to the same with Hassan and Bandit. You know, as long as you have been here through campaigning against anti-FGM, do you think that propastically, if we approach in a very good way, do you think that we can at least minimize this 94% that we are now have in Kenya or around our neighbors? Do you think that if we get like a very good approach, do you think that we can decrease that high percent? My comment is, I do appreciate the campaign that you have. I always see that how just you approach to the community, your narrative, and in addition to that, the way you think that, you know, this is almost a future dilemma. We need to make sure that our future girls are safe, protected, and live in a happy life. I do appreciate that, and I always stand thick and thin, shoulder by shoulder, and I can contribute back to you, inshallah. But my question goes to that. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much. The inputs and also the question. I start with Dr. Hassan Kenywa. Yes, we started that religious leaders convention, and they did speak with one voice. They were few. They were just representatives from the hot, and you know, everything is with the resources. We were to now in last year. So what I want to say is that let us person to come to their voice. I religious leaders to themselves that they commit to end FGM without waiting for me. Nobody. Benedict notes, I am a volunteer. Alhamdulillah, with the proposals I give is because of the what really pains me is that I went through FGM myself. I'm a survivor of FGM. Secondly, I always have sleepless nights because every day I imagine girls going through the same pain I went through. So, and with this bring it to zero. I came out with the religious leaders issue because majority of the Somali community believe that FGM is to end FGM. It means we really need to engage the religious leaders and for them to delink FGM from them. And that is not because Sadia, Sheikh, if you are hearing me, you can use your religious leaders, whether you are a mother, you are an and you have huge followings, and in I have platforms to advocate FGM during the pandemic. Secondly, after the pandemic, since you have seen the commitment from the try to also connect with others to see if we can even up to the grassroots level. What I've been doing at my own level is that in Tana River, whenever I want to go to a radio, I religious leader. The same way this conversation. Whenever you start talking,
Sadia,
telling you, can you hear me?
Yes.
you are breaking there a bit, and now you can hear.
Okay. So I'm saying reason as to why I brought the young medic on board is because I do not believe that FGM is really that harmful. And during my interventions on Twitter, I met Abdisalam, and Alhamdulillah, he was there to tell me his experience while assisting a young mother during delivery. So I thought bring can count, because young men should now understand what it is for people to understand FGM. It's not only during the cut. When we explain how we were cut, they still think it's something small. But from now, the experience, the young men, they should continue telling what experience by help that FGM is not harmful. They believe our mothers are still giving birth to 8 and 10 children without complaints. So you are the person who know the secret, the pain these women endure just to give those 10 children. So I urge you to give your voice, tell them the truth, whether online, whether on Twitter, whether offline. I'm here to always welcome you in my forums, and all you are committed.
We've lost you again, Sadia.
Be there for the
Sheikh, I can see your hand up. You can talk.
Thank you so much. In fact, one area which has always been ignored amongst Muslims is Muslim teachers, the ladies. We have never seen them anywhere. In fact, if you realize, even ladies who speak in television on behalf of Muslim women leaders are not Muslim teachers or imamats. So we have taken that responsibility. We're registering all Muslim teachers in Kenya, the ladies, and God willing, when you need them, we will give you the database. You can contact them and work with them, because they are the ones who can save us this problem. Because now we have left FGM to men, but men will be lying to you. They don't have that passion. They just tell you, but when they go home, they tell the wife, I'll take you for FGM and don't tell anyone. But if the wives are convinced and the Muslim teachers, women are convinced, I'm so sure, God willing, we will finish FGM. So we must have that in our minds and know that we have already registered them and we have the database. Thank you.
Sadia, you can go on. We are back again. Sadia.
Jennifer?
Yes, go ahead. Sadia? Okay. I think you've lost her.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay. Madam Bernadette, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. Us, we need each other.
We have lost Sadia again.
Yes.
Yes. This go and to reach areas. We can also as we all, and let us be very, very honest with each other, especially the activists, the president's directives. I'm sure the president cannot meet the target alone. He religious leaders, everyone. So I urge each one of us, the Mutoto News, thank you so much for us today. And we need both online and offline campaign. I urge also NGOs to support us in this pandemic, because the only things that can now is let's say motorbikes, because we want to reach hard to reach areas. we really need to use local videos, online campaign. We really need to support the community. That's when GM by mouth, but by a word of mouth. We really need to empower those girls who are now right. They need pads, they need trainings and education. The government is talking about educating the Form 4 girls WhatsApp groups. So girls are not empowered with the smartphones. How can they even access those classes? And we are expecting these grassroots girls to now come forward to the community. So change starts. Let us join hands. Insist on feel she or we cannot end I cannot end FGM. Now today we are being hosted by Mtoto News. We have the board, we have the religious leader. We need to also have other people together. Our goal should be ending. Thank you so much, and God bless you.
Thank you so much, Sadia, and
Back to you.
I'm sorry for the really bad connection. I'm hoping when the internet connection, they will improve the connection in Tana River. Thank you so much, Sheikh, for joining us. Thank you, Daktari, for joining us. Thank you, Madam CEO, for joining us. And thank you, Sadia, for bringing us together. And for everyone who is joining us on YouTube, we really do appreciate. If you have any questions, do not hesitate to ask. And Sadia is going to respond. The Sheikh or the Benedict is going to respond to you as they see them. Thank you so much, and bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you so much.